Strategy could be just weeks away from joining the S&P 500, and if it happens, billions in forced buying could ignite the stock and even ripple through Bitcoin. In my view, Michael Saylor already knows how this ends, and he's once again a step ahead. Picture this: a company gets added to the S&P 500, and suddenly billions of dollars have no choice but to flow into its stock. That's the setup facing strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, the corporate Bitcoin vault led by Michael Saylor. And here's my take. Saylor already knows strategy is getting in. He's positioning the company perfectly, and the market still hasn't priced in what's coming. Let's break it down. If strategy is added to the S&P 500, every index fund tracking that benchmark, representing more than $15 trillion in assets, will be forced to buy strategy shares. That could spark billions in inflows. And based on everything we're seeing, I believe Saylor knows it's happening. So let's walk through the timeline, the odds and the upside. First up, August 15th, 2025, the S&P ranking day. That's when the committee reviews market cap, liquidity and earnings. Strategy clears the bar easily, a market cap well over $22.7 billion, strong liquidity and positive earnings thanks to new Bitcoin accounting rules. Next, September 5th, announcement day. After market close, we'll know if strategy made the cut. And finally, September 19th, rebalance day. That's when every index fund tracking the S&P must buy the stock. These 3 dates are critical checkpoints, and in my view, Saylor already has the playbook written. Analysts earlier this year called strategy's inclusion all but inevitable. With Bitcoin near $118,000 and quarterly profits in the billions, the company checks every box. Some say strategy isn't a traditional tech stock at all. But Coinbase's inclusion shows the S&P is open to crypto-native companies, removing a big overhang of doubt. It's worth remembering, though, S&P 500 inclusion isn't automatic. Even if a company hits all the numbers, the final call still rests with the index committee, meaning judgment goes beyond just the metrics. But when Coinbase was announced for the index this May, its stock jumped 24% in a single day. That's the kind of upside shock we could be staring at with strategy. If strategy makes the cut, here's the upside, and I think this is exactly what Saylor is betting on. Price. Forced buying from index funds alone could reach $10 billion to $15 billion, with momentum traders driving that closer to $20 billion. That kind of demand could send strategy soaring to new all-time highs. Prestige. Inclusion cements strategy as a permanent fixture of US markets. From pension funds to index trackers, it becomes a standard holding. Permanence. Once you're in the S&P 500, you stay until fundamentals collapse. For strategy, it means ongoing legitimacy, liquidity and recognition. Saylor knows this, and he's positioning the vault to operate from the market's top tier. So what if strategy isn't included in September? The stock could dip, but December would be the next shot. Honestly, I think that's unlikely. But even if it happened, Saylor would use the time to strengthen the case further. But here's the puzzle. Strategy's stock hasn't been ripping higher yet. In fact, it's been sliding in recent weeks. Why? Is this a sign insiders know strategy won't make the cut, or is this part of a wider MNAV compression? So as Bitcoin treasuries reprice, strategy's action may be feeding into its own valuation pressure. Or is this simply pre-inclusion manipulation? With so much noise swirling around the stock, maybe the price is being forced down deliberately to allow cheaper entry before index flows send it rocketing higher. Personally, I think it's the latter, and when September hits, this pressure flips into fuel. And the timing is impossible to ignore. Just weeks before the S&P decision, Saylor drops the 2.5x MNAV threshold. Why announce that now? In my view, it's because he knows inclusion is coming. He's setting the stage, telling the market he won't dilute holders at low levels, only after the forced buying kicks in. Otherwise, if MNAV was to stay under 2.5x, all that passive buying would boost the share price without fueling the Bitcoin flywheel. Saylor wouldn't be able to capture those inflows and recycle them into more BTC. This is classic Saylor, always multiple steps ahead of everyone else. He knows the stock will move to new all-time highs, MNAV will break 2.5x, and the flywheel of raising billions to buy more Bitcoin will well and truly continue this year. So here's the bottom line. August 15th, ranking day. September 5th, announcement. September 19th, rebalance. I believe strategy is in. The odds, the timing, and Saylor's signals all point to it. The upside is billions in inflows, a stock price blasting to new highs, and the vault unlocking billions more to funnel into Bitcoin. And remember, when Coinbase was added, it spiked 24% in a single day. Strategy's setup is even bigger. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Saylor's already got the green light, or are we in for a surprise? I'll see you in the next one.